In 2025, a private company called Nvidia becomes worth more than the GDP of most countries. A business that makes chips is richer than nations that have armies, governments, and millions of citizens. One corporation, led by one CEO, controls the future of artificial intelligence, supercomputers, and global technology, deciding who gets access to power and who gets left behind. That's not just business, that's influence, that's control. The kind of control that countries once had, and now companies do. But Nvidia isn't the beginning of the story. It's the latest chapter in a long transformation, the era where corporations replaced countries as the main superpowers of Earth. Before Nvidia, there was Apple, the first company to cross $3 trillion in value. A company so powerful that when it removed the charger from the iPhone box, the entire tech industry obeyed. A company that could influence the economy of entire regions with a single manufacturing decision. Governments negotiate with Apple. Presidents listen to Apple. Apple doesn't follow the world follows Apple. Before Apple, there was Google and Meta, companies that didn't rule land. They ruled minds. A single algorithm update could shift elections, reshape public opinion, boost a cause, or destroy a business overnight. They didn't need armies. Their weapon was information, the most valuable resource of the 21st century. They didn't conquer countries. They conquered attention. Before them came Amazon, a corporation whose supply network became larger, faster, and more efficient than the postal systems of most nations. Amazon didn't just deliver packages, it created a global infrastructure capable of moving the world faster than governments could. For millions of people, Amazon replaced the state, the store, the delivery, the logistics, the jobs, everything. But this shift began even earlier, not in the age of AI, not in the age of the internet, but in the age of the first multinational corporation. Travel back to 1602. The Dutch East India Company becomes the most powerful business in the world. It didn't just trade goods, it built armies, launched ships, negotiated with kings, established colonies, and even declared war. A company had cannons. A company had soldiers. A company had more power than most countries, and nobody stopped it because the world had never seen anything like it. Before the Dutch, power belonged only to kingdoms, to land, to armies, to crowns. But the moment the world discovered that money could organize people faster than governments could, everything changed. Power shifted from the throne to the market. Fast forward again. Factories rise, corporations grow, and industrial giants reshape the world. Railroad companies decide where cities will be built. Oil companies decide which wars will be fought. Media companies decide which leaders the public will trust. Every century, corporations take a little more power from nations, and nations give it away because they depend on companies to survive. And today, we live in the result of that shift. Countries need corporations more than corporations need countries. Governments depend on tech companies for innovation, telecom companies for communication, pharmaceutical companies for medicine, oil companies for energy, banks for survival, manufacturers for jobs. Presidents and prime ministers meet CEOs behind closed doors because the world runs on businesses, not governments. And now, with AI, the balance tips further. Nvidia designs the chips that run artificial intelligence. OpenAI builds the models that will rewrite how humans work and live. Google and Microsoft control the platforms the world thinks through. Elon Musk's companies dominate space exploration, electric transportation, satellite networks, and AI robotics. Countries have maps. Corporations have data. Countries have borders. Corporations have users. Countries have armies. Corporations have influence. And influence lasts longer than war. If the 1800s belonged to empires and the 1900s belonged to superpower countries, then the 2000s belong to corporations. But there's one final question. The question history will never ignore. What happens when companies become so powerful that no country, no law, no government can control them anymore? Because the future isn't nations fighting nations. It's companies competing for the world, quietly, invisibly, algorithmically. And whoever controls the technology controls the future. Subscribe if you liked the video and comment down your thoughts below.